Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. Thanks for the applause for the band. Don't forget to tip your waitress. I don't think anyone is really going to like this video today, but in the interest of full disclosure, and because when I keep anything to myself, I get called out on my Discord, we've been having a very interesting discussion amongst the team here and trying to figure out the gentlest way to bring to light the subject of the discussion. As a crypto channel, we're kind of in a box here, the same as any other crypto channel. When you speak positively about a crypto, you're a shill. When you speak negatively, you are spreading FUD. It's an impossible scenario to deal with, and our position lately has just been to say what we have to say and let the chips fall. Gonna go that way today. To the Moon videos are great, very entertaining, and let's be honest, YouTube is for entertainment. News and opinion, also good, but they are selective. I can tell you flat out, we are selective. Not that we won't give you the bad news. We do. But we try and start with the good because this is your money that we're discussing here, and it's always better to start with the positive. Might give some context or soften the blow of the negative. Today is one of those good news, bad news sort of days. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's call it a maybe nothing, maybe something sort of days. I just finished reading a very long guidance document, which was prepared by Puneet V. Kakar, Deputy Chief, International Narcotics, Money Laundering, and Racketeering Section, U.S. Department of Justice. The bulk of the paper centered around difficulty in obtaining search warrants, Fourth Amendment, and navigating fintech, which is where we all live in the digital payments processing space, financial technology. It was a long paper, but as I am heavily invested in all of the above-mentioned tokens, I thought it would be a good idea to get all of the information available so my decisions could be as informed as possible. I don't like to guess. I don't do that, and I don't like to gamble. I want to make sound decisions based on all available data. And as fintech is essentially the perfect avenue for money laundering and racketeering due to its inherent anonymity, I wanted to see what the government had to say about it. We do tend to live in a bubble here in the crypto world, and because we don't feel the hand of government just yet, we can pretend that it doesn't exist. But it does. They just haven't figured out exactly what they can do about it yet. But based on their guidance document, they are working it out, and they're working it out pretty quickly. The fact that crypto is such a perfect tool for money laundering never really occurred to me. 3 things will get you nailed and get you on the radar of big government faster than anything else: car washes, laundromats, and casinos. If you are involved in any of these things, be prepared to disclose documents, a lot of documents. These are businesses where hard assets are not changing hands. You can say you washed 900 cars today, but you don't have to prove you actually did. You just have to say you did and produce receipts. There is no trail of merchandise. Laundromats, typically unmanned. There is no staff, just 24/7 laundering. That's funny. No hard assets. Casinos, lots of staff, but also lots of money and no hard assets. Who's to say how much was really won and lost? There are tons of other ways to do it, but those are still the big 3, and they will get you visibility. So let's get to fintech. And I'm going somewhere with this, so please bear with me. I know it won't be a popular video, but I can at least say that I disclosed it. When dollars are changing hands, most governments on the planet really like it if there's visibility on the transactions for purposes of taxation. They like to know what is going where, how much, what it's for, and, most importantly, from whom to whom. I personally find that revolting. Right? My money, my business. But as a pragmatist, I have to deal with the reality of the moment and not how I would prefer it to be. And the reality of the moment, this moment, is that if you don't disclose this information, You are going to have every agent and every agency sniffing around your business in a way that is stifling. This type of disclosure is not optional if you want to do business out in the open. The very nature of cryptocurrency requires it. I've been beating up Alchemy Pay for their invasiveness, their data harvesting, tracking, mining. They track the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But after reading all 359 pages of that guidance letter, it might literally be the only way to do business in the digital payment space if you want to take it mainstream. We can all wring our hands and wish it was different, but it's not. Just because we pretend that the government doesn't exist here doesn't mean that they don't. It doesn't mean that they can't lean on you. It doesn't mean that they can't make it extremely difficult for you to do business. I hate to admit it, man. I really do. I don't like them. But ACH, they seems like they might have addressed this issue by tracking the money. I don't like it, but it's really not for me to like it or dislike it as far as the .gov goes. I've always liked what COTI was doing as far as one of their features, namely the merchant-issued stablecoins. I don't believe it will ever catapult them to stardom and wealth and riches, but it does bring one very big compliance issue to their advantage, that being visibility of the transactions. Governments like visibility, and as these merchant-issued stablecoins are more or less digital gift certificates, bought with crypto and I got a phone. Bought with crypto and spent at specific businesses, there is a documented trail. The money can be accounted for, meaning they are compliant. Taxes can be paid, all parties satisfied. A symbol protocol is more or less an Amway type of ecosystem, merchandise for crypto. They have similar harvesting mechanisms in place as ACH, which, again, I consider invasive, but they might be necessary if you want to grow out in the light of day. And as long as they stick to merchandise, I think they're going to be okay and not garner too much unwanted attention. I don't want to do an hour on a symbol protocol. If it's your cup of tea, cheers. It's not mine, but credit where it's due, and the same with COTI. Ripple, well, we all know what's going on with them. They were one of the original value transfer systems, and they were also one of the very first to feel the weight of the SEC on them. Based on this guidance, which was released in May of 2021, I'm not sure how they get out from under the spotlight without some serious changing of their business model. They are also more or less asset agnostic, value transfer. But if they don't get to the line with names, dates, and amounts, I don't think this ever goes away. But they're smart people, and I'm sure they have a plan. So what about Flexa? Don't know. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. They lawyered up. So, yeah. Anytime a business dips its toe into alternative methods of asset transfer, if they want to be out in front of it and do business in the light, there is going to have to be some level of disclosure. As crypto continues to grow, as more and more companies decide to step into the payment space, there is going to be an increasingly aggressive government that is going to want to know their method and see the books. If you can't produce what they're asking for, you're going to run into trouble. I'm a huge advocate of privacy, but I will openly admit that I might have been wrong about ACH's method of harvest. It might, in fact, be necessary for wide-scale adoption. I don't like it. I won't use it. But it might be the only way unless you want to keep doing business in the shadows, I guess. We'll link the guidance article in the comments if you want to give it a read yourself. Do your own diligence and get your own takeaways. So, yeah, guys, this was fun. Hat tip to the podcast Discord for bringing this to my attention. I did read the damn thing, and trying to squeeze 359 pages into 9 minutes is rough. So apologize. I apologize for cherry picking. We're going to be discussing this at much greater length on the live stream on Wednesday. If you would care to join us and weigh in, we'd love to have you. we're not an echo chamber, man. If you don't agree, please join us. Tell me why. If you're going to invest, I guess be an informed investor. That's all I'm saying. I hope you got some takeaways from this one. And until next time, please be safe and please be smart with your money. That's it. Cheers.